Hi yogis, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Molly Rose, coming to you from the beautiful south of Thailand. Today we've got a flow that's focusing on opening up through the outer hips, the lower half of the body, and our sacral chakra. So we'll get started laying down on our backs. You don't need any props for today's practice, just you and your mat. You'll come to lay down with the spine flat, the feet about as wide as the mat, and the knees knocked together. Your arms can be down by your sides with the palms face up, or if it helps you connect a bit deeper into your breath, you can allow the palms to rest on top of the body. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Open your mouth and let it go. On your own, a few more times, breathing deeply in through the nose, filling all the way up. And exhaling completely through the mouth, letting go. So the shoulders start to roll down towards the mat, your collarbones spread nice and broad. Your brain get heavy to the back of your skull. If you have the palms on top of the belly, just go ahead and drop the arms down alongside the body. Heel toe your feet so they're about hip distance apart. They plant just below your knees. Walk the heels in slightly, and on your breath in, press into your feet. Lift your hip points up and come to bridge pose. Right. Keep the arms alongside the body. Resist the urge to clasp the palms. We'll stay here for one more breath in. Press the hips a little higher. And then on the breath out, slowly lower the hips down to the mat. Cross your right ankle over your left knee for figure four. You can stay here just gently pressing the right thigh away from you, or you might choose to draw the left thigh up and into the chest. See if you can keep the head, the neck, the shoulders heavy and down on the mat. And begin to visualize your breath traveling down into your right hip crease, circling around the root of your right thigh. If you have the left foot lifted, go ahead and drop the left foot back down to the mat. Let your right foot fall down to the left, so your right knee points up and you come into a twist with the figure four cross of the legs. Take your left hand to your right inner thigh, just gently press it away from you, and then cactus your right arm and turn your gaze towards your right palm. Bring the chin to point back up towards the sky. A little bit confusing here. Lift your left thigh up so that now your knees cross, kind of an eagle wrap of the legs. And then as you revolve onto your spine, hug the knees into your chest and grab a hold of opposite ankles. So you're in a supine Gomukhasana. The left hand is on the right ankle, the right hand is on the left ankle. Unwind the legs, step both feet down right into bridge pose. Press into the feet as you inhale, send the hip points high. As you exhale, slowly lower back down to the mat. To the other side, left ankle over the right knee. Left hand presses the left thigh away, or the right thigh hugs into the chest. Last round of breath here in figure four. If the right foot is lifted, drop it back down. Both of your knees start to fall over towards the right. The sole of your left foot lands, your left knee points up. Right hand presses left thigh away. Left arm drapes off to the left. Turn your gaze, soften your eyes. Sending the chin to point back up towards the sky. Let your knees stack. Hug both knees into your chest. Supine Gomukhasana, so the opposite knee is on top here. Holding on to opposite shins or ankles. Pull the legs in close to you. And then unwind the legs. Step both feet down. Last time to bridge pose. Breathe in, hip points press high. Breathe out and lower the spine down to the mat. Roll yourself over to one side just to press yourself up and around. We'll come right to downward facing dog. So plant your palms, curl your toes, lift your hips up and back. Pedal out through the feet here. Take a moment to adjust in your stance. Separating the hands and the feet nice and wide. A little softness to the knees, a heaviness to the heels. Reach your chest back towards your thighs, heavy through your head. Step your feet a little bit closer together, send your right leg to the sky, three-legged dog. Bend the knee and roll the hip open, let your right knee point towards the ceiling. And then a big step forward, right foot in between the hands. Drop the left knee down, keep the left palm planted, right arm extends up for a twist. As you're here in your twist, just heel toe your right foot a little bit wider out to the right and let the toes turn out on an angle. So you can sink the hips a little bit farther forward and let the right knee fall open as you let the right shoulder revolve back behind you. Take one more breath in here. And on the breath out, plant your right palm down and step to the top of the mat. Left foot meets your right foot. As you inhale, lift up halfway, find length. As you exhale, bow forward and fold. Rising to stand, sweep the arms high, take a breath in. On the breath out, palms meet together in front of your heart. Inhale, send the arms wide and up. Exhale, hinge forward and fold over the legs. Breathe in, lift halfway, find length. Breathe out and fold, plant your palms. Downward facing dog, step to the back of the mat. With an inhale, slowly ripple yourself forward to plank, shoulders stack over wrists. With the exhale, lower your knees down, untuck your toes. Inhale, draw your chest a little bit farther forward. And on the exhale, elbows squeeze in, lower all the way to the belly. Baby cobra with your inhale, lift the heart. With your exhale, release down to the mat. Pressing back through an extended child's pose just for a breath. And then downward facing dog, curl your toes and lift your hips. Taking a moment to find that connection with your breath. Left leg to the sky, take a breath in. On the breath out, bend the knee, roll the hip open. Big step forward, left foot in between the hands. Right knee taps down, left arm to the sky, twist. And then here in your twist, heel toe the left foot a little bit wider. Turn the toes out, let the knee fall open so the right hip descends towards the mat a touch more. Let the left shoulder fall back behind you, spiral open through the heart. Take one more breath. And then left hand comes down, step to the top of the mat. Breathe in, lift halfway. Breathe out and fold. Rise to stand, palms sweep to sky, inhale. On the exhale, take it right back down, hinge and fold. Halfway lift, breathe in. Forward fold, breathe out. Downward facing dog, step back. Moving with your breath, flowing through a vinyasa. Inhale carries us forward to plank. On the exhale, with or without your knees, full or half chaturanga. So you can lower halfway down or all the way down. On the breath in, roll your heart open, either baby cobra or upward facing dog. And on a breath out, let your hips peel up and back, downward facing. Come back to breath. Soft knees, gaze forward to the top of the mat. Start to pedal the feet forward to meet the hands, landing in your forward fold, Uttanasana. Have the feet be a little bit wider than your hips. Grab a hold of opposite elbows. Ragdoll the arms, drop the head. Pressing into the feet, rise to stand, sweep the arms wide enough, breathe in. On the breath out, let's take it right back down, hinge and fold, lead with your heart. Halfway lift, take a breath in. Forward fold, let the breath out. Downward facing dog, step to the back of the mat. Inhale, carry yourself forward to plank. Exhale through your chaturanga, full or half, with or without the knees. Breath in to open the heart, roll the shoulders back, lift up through the crown. Breath out to downward facing dog. Breathe in and breathe out. Send your right leg to the sky. Step your right foot forward between your palms. Turn the left toes out, warrior two. Windmill the arms up and open. Lunging the right knee a little bit farther forward. You might heel toe the right foot farther forward, widen your stance. Tilt back and reverse your warrior. Breathing in more space from your right hip crease through your right fingertips. Can you keep all of that space present as you tilt forward out of your right waist, side angle pose? A light tap of the right forearm to the right thigh. Extend the left arm overhead. Think about opening up the left armpit, the left side of the chest towards the sky, and root down to the outer edge of your left foot. Rising back up through warrior two, straighten your right leg. Parallel your toes, touch your palms together overhead. Take a breath in. On the breath out, wide-legged forward fold, hinge through the midline. Walk your hands forward just underneath the face, lift up halfway. Take your left toes, turn them out on a slight angle so they're pointing towards the back left corner of your mat. Bend your left knee, let your right leg straighten, Skandasana, side lunge. And then walk the hands in so that they allow you to prop yourself upright. So you're not parallel to the ground here, you're actually trying to lengthen the spine, the crown of the head up. Keeping your hips low, start to crawl over to the right foot, bend the right knee, and flex the left foot. And straighten both of your legs, wide-legged forward fold, bow your head, walk your palms through the legs. And walking the hands back forward beneath the face, turning towards the right foot, spin all 10 toes to face the top of the mat. Plant your left palm, open your right arm towards the sky. Twisting in your runner's lunge, begin to heel toe your right foot wider to the right. Turn the toes out, let the knee point over the toes, let the left hip point sink down to the earth until the left knee drops. Take your right hand inside of the right foot and find lizard lunge. So you might stay here propped up on palms, or it might be accessible for you to lower down to one or both forearms. Wherever you are, relieve the neck of the head, let it drop to the chest. If you're down on forearms, press yourself back up on your palms. Curl your back toes, step back to downward facing dog. Vinyasas are always optional. On the inhale, we'll rock forward to plank. Exhale through your chaturanga, full or half. Open your heart, breathe in, send the chest forward. Downward facing dog, send the hips up and back. Deep breath in. Full breath out. And again, breathe in. Breathe out. Send your left leg high. Step your left foot forward between your palms. Warrior two, right toes turn out, windmill arms up and open. Adjust your stance, widen the feet apart, tilt back, reverse your warrior. How much breath can you expand into your left side body? And then tilt forward, side angle pose, a light touch of left forearm to left thigh, right arm sweeps overhead. Revolve the rib cage open towards the sky, press down through the outer edge of your right foot, maybe your gaze turns up. Rising through warrior two, straighten your left leg, parallel your toes. Touch your palms together overhead, take a breath in. On the breath out, wide-legged forward fold. Palms come all the way down to the mat. Walk the hands out in front of the face. Turning towards your right foot, your right toes turn out on an angle, Skandasana, bend the right knee, let the left leg straighten. Lifting up through the crown of the head, trying to keep the spine as upright as possible. Begin to crawl over to the left foot, bend the left knee, straighten the right leg. Back to your wide-legged forward fold, both legs straight, feet parallel. Walk your hands towards your left foot, pivot all 10 toes to face forward, right palm plants, left arm opens to sky. Here in your runner's lunge twist, heel toe your left foot wide to the left, toes turn out, knee turns out, lower the right hip point towards the earth, right knee drops, lizard lunge, left palm inside of the foot. Think about threading the heart forward through the arms, lifting up through the crown, staying here, or dropping the forearms down. Once you find yourself in the shape that you'll be in for a few breaths, bow your chin to your chest. And always in these moments of stillness, an opportunity to drop in deeper to your body. Connect with your breath, connect with your heart. And just open yourself to receive any of the messages that your body might have for you in this moment. Down on forearms, beginning to press back up on palms. Tuck the back toes, make your way to downward facing dog. Moving with breath, inhale forward to plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Upward facing dog or baby cobra, breathe in. Downward facing dog, breathe out. Drop your knees to the mat. Big toes touching, knees wide apart. Take a moment to rest in child's pose. And as you're ready, back to downward facing dog. Send your right leg to the sky. Step your right foot forward between your hands, high crescent lunge, stay lifted through the back heel. Extend the arms to the sky, drop the sitting bones down, take a breath in. On the breath out, warrior two. Reverse your warrior, flip up, tilt back. Moving a little bit faster with breath, forward to side angle pose, left arm extends overhead. Back through warrior two, straighten the legs, parallel the toes, touch the palms together, breathe in. On the breath out, hinge forward and fold, wide-legged forward fold, Prasarita Padottanasana. And this time, walking towards your right foot, pivot all 10 toes to face forward. Plant your left palm, open your right arm to the sky. So we're in a twist, and then we'll come into what we're gonna call reverse Skandasana. All 10 of your toes turn to the right. Drop your left outer hip down to the mat and reach your right fingertips back. Gaze at your right palm. And breathe in. On the breath out, hike your hips up, bring the right palm forward, plant the hand down, walk down the left edge of your mat, right to Skandasana, left knee bends, right leg straightens. It's okay if that's a little bit confusing at first. We're going to do it a few times. We'll find a flow. Crawling back towards the right foot. The left palm plants, all 10 toes open to the right, left outer hip drops, right palm reaches back, gaze follows. Take a breath in and a breath out. Lift your hips up, plant the right palm, pivot down the left edge of the mat, Skandasana. We'll do that one more time between the two shapes. Keeping the hips low, crawl to the top of the mat. Plant your left palm, pivot all 10 toes out, reach your right palm back, drop your left outer hip. But as the right arm rises, the hips rise, palms walk down the left edge of the mat, Skandasana. And now walking back towards the left foot, keeping the feet pointing forward, this time step left foot to meet the right, top of the mat. Inhale to lift halfway. Exhale to bow forward and fold. Rise to stand, send the arms to the sky, take a breath in. Hands through your heart on the breath out. Inhale, send the arms up. Exhale to fold forward over the legs. Halfway lift, inhale. And forward fold, exhale. Downward facing dog, step back. With breath, inhale, forward to plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Open heart, breathe in, back bend of choice. The downward facing dog, breathe out. 3 deep, full rounds of breath here in your dog to reset. Left leg to the sky. Step your left foot forward, crescent lunge, stay lifted through the back heel, rise to stand. Take a breath in. On the breath out, warrior 2. Reverse your warrior, lean back. Side angle pose, left forearm, left thigh, right arm overhead. Rising through warrior 2, left leg straightens, toes parallel, touch your palms together, breathe in. On the breath out, wide-legged forward fold, bring the hands down. Crawling towards the top of the mat, all 10 toes face forward, so first come into the twist, right palm plants, left arm rises up. You heel toe your left foot a little bit wider. And now all 10 toes point to the left. Your right outer hip drops to the mat, left fingertips reach back, follow the gaze. So reverse Skandasana, take a breath in. On the breath out, lift your hips up, plant your left palm, walk down the right edge of the mat, Skandasana, your right knee bends, your left leg is straight. Moving between the two shapes, keep the hips low, walk to the top of the mat, pivot all 10 toes open to the left, drop your right hip, reach your left palm back. Breathe in. And breathe out. The hips rise, left palm rises, Skandasana to the right. One more time between the two sides. Walking forward, reverse Skandasana, feet point left, right hip drops. Skandasana, walk down the right edge of the mat, bend the right knee, straighten the left leg. And then walking forward, left toes stay forward, step the right foot to meet the left, top of the mat. Breathe in to lift halfway. Breathe out to fold. Rise to stand, palms to sky, inhale. Exhale, hands together in front of the heart. Arms drop alongside the body for Tadasana mountain pose. And then heel toe your feet together to touch. Bend the knees, sweep your arms up, chair pose, Utkatasana. Bring the hands together in front of your heart. As you rise to stand and straighten the legs, draw the left knee up and into the chest. So balancing on the right foot, feel the entire sole of the right foot press down. You might take your hand to help you out here. We're coming into tree pose, Vrikshasana, so the sole of your left foot comes somewhere along the inner line of your right leg. I'm going to turn to face you so you can see me. So it can be to the inner thigh, it could be to the calf, it could even be down on the mat with just the heel against the ankle, anywhere above or below your knee, but not on your knee. Keep the palms pressing together in front of the heart. Notice if your right hip is sitting off to the right. If so, hug it into the midline. Lift up through the crown of the head. Breathe. A really careful transition. Our left ankle crosses over our right thigh. As we sit down into a figure 4 chair, drop the weight into your right heel. Keep the hands at your heart. Think about lifting the heart up towards the thumbs, growing nice and tall. As you rise back to stand, left knee comes back into the chest. Carefully step the left foot to the back of the mat. High lunge, arms rise. Breath in. On the breath out, warrior 2. Adding on to our sequence, reverse your warrior, tilt back. Side angle pose, tilt forward. Rising to stand, palms touch, feet parallel, legs straighten. Wide-legged forward fold. Walk towards the right foot, plant the left palm. Reverse Skandasana, turn all 10 toes to the right. Drop your left hip, reach your right palm back. Rise the right arm up, the hips up. Skandasana to the left, walk down the left edge of the mat. Left knee bends, right leg straightens. Walking back towards the top of your mat. Plant your palms. Sweep your right leg straight up and back. Bend the knee, open the hip. And come forward to pigeon pose. Plant your right knee behind your right wrist. The shin across the mat on a diagonal. Slide the left foot back until the left thigh lands. Inhale, lift your heart up. And exhale to bow forward. Close the eyes, relax the head. Pressing yourself back up on your palms. Make your way back to downward facing dog. Sweaty here in the Thailand heat. Pedal out the feet, move the hips side to side. And then with soft knees, gaze forward, walk or float, feet to your hands. Halfway lift as you breathe in. Forward fold as you breathe out. Bend your knees, sweep your arms up, Utkatasana, chair pose, weight into the heels. Draw the palms together in front of your heart. As you rise to stand, right knee draws up and into the chest, flex the foot. A moment to pause here, find the stability of the standing leg. And then tree pose, Vrikshasana, sole of your right foot, somewhere along the inner line of the left leg. Find your breath, press your palms together. From tree pose into that figure 4 chair, right ankle over left knee, weight into your left heel, drop your sitting bones down, lift your heart up towards your thumbs. One more breath here. Really strong into the standing leg, right knee back into the chest. And then lunging the right foot to the back of the mat, come to your high crescent lunge. And then open warrior 2. Reverse your warrior, lean back. Side angle pose, tilt forward. Upright the spine, touch the palms together, straighten the legs, breathe in. Wide-legged forward fold, breathe out. Walk towards your left foot, reverse Skandasana, all 10 toes open to the left. Right outer hip drops, left palm reaches back. Bring the left hand down, walk down the right edge of the mat, Skandasana to the right, right knee bends, left leg straightens. Walk forward, plant your palms to frame your left foot. Three-legged dog, send the left leg up and back. Bend the knee, open the hip. Pigeon pose, left knee behind the left wrist, left shin across. Right foot slides back, drop the thigh down, lift your heart up, breathe in. Hinge forward and fold, breathe out. Last couple rounds of breath here in pigeon. Start to press yourself back up on palms. Make your way to downward facing dog. Moving through one final vinyasa together. Inhale, come forward to plank. Exhale, halfway or all the way, chaturanga. Breathe in, lift the heart. Breathe out, downward facing dog. Deep breath in, full breath out. Lower your knees down to the mat. Have a seat off to one side, swing your legs around, and come right down onto your back. Have the knees bent, the feet planted below the knees. Just as we began class, press into your feet, lift your hips up, find bridge pose. Last inhale, press the hip points a little bit higher. And on the exhale, lower the hips, the spine, all the way to the mat. Hug the knees into your chest, give yourself a squeeze. And then happy baby pose, take the knees wide. Grab hold of the ankles, shins, or feet, and try to stack the feet above the knees. Straighten your legs up towards the ceiling, bring the arms down alongside the body. You can point and flex the feet here, circle out through the ankles. Our legs did a lot of work for us in this practice, so just giving them a little bit of a rest, cultivating a bit of gratitude. Bend your left knee, lower your left foot down to the mat. Cross your right knee on top of the left and drop both knees to the left for a twist. Drop your right shoulder down, turn your gaze back. Bring the legs back up through center, straighten them both up towards the ceiling once again. And then bend just your right knee, lower your right foot down. Left knee on top, drop both knees to the right, finding a twist. Back up through center, unwind the legs, last time extend them high. And then bend them both into the chest, wrap your hands around your shins, curl your forehead up to your knees, give yourself a little squeeze. And then straighten the legs, straighten the arms, come down into your final rest, Shavasana. letting yourself take up some space here. Let the body simply fall open. Surrender to the force of gravity. Let go of all effort. Depending on how much time you have, you can stay here in Shavasana for a bit longer. If you're closing practice with me today, beginning to deepen your breath. Inviting in a bit of movement as you awaken the body. Eventually bend your knees, drape over to one side, and transition yourself up to a seat. Join the palms together to touch in front of your heart. Lift your heart to your thumbs. Take a deep breath in and a full breath out. From my heart to yours, from Thailand to wherever you are in the world, thank you so much for practicing with me today. All of my love. Namaste. Whew, I am dripping with sweat.